Yo, it's your boy DZ, man. You already know it's not about the setback, it's about the get back. You can't take advice from everybody. And I say that because somebody's relationship may require a different attention than the relationship you're in, right? So if they're giving you advice off of the experiences they've had in their relationship, your relationship might not require the same thing. And you could bring that energy from what somebody else has experienced and what somebody else is suggesting you should do, and it could damage your situation. It could really put a lot of strain on your situation because that's not what your relationship requires. And a lot of people will have some discrepancies in their relationship with their partner and sit down and talk to their friends about it, and their friends may have intentions on helping you and giving you the right angle to go at it. But the bottom line is your situation may require a different kind of attention. And a lot of people might see like similarities in their relationship and somebody else's relationship, and you want to ask that person, well, what are you doing? And why is this happening for you, but it's not happening for me? And it all boils down to that your relationship requires a different attention. And you can't expect how someone else handles their relationship and how they deal with their situation for it to work for you. And when we understand that, it'll make us be able to deal with things as of what we're dealing with at that time, instead of trying to fit what somebody else is trying to direct you into getting you to understand about how their relationship is going. So we got to be mindful of bringing the energy of someone else's relationship into your relationship. And when you do that, right, all it does is off balance your situation. You're looking at your situation as if it's someone else's when their relationship requires a different attention. We have to be mindful and understanding that you have to deal with your situation accordingly and not think that because someone else did something a certain way that is going to work for you. Make sure y'all hit that like button and subscribe button. A lot of people will look at how good someone else's relationship is going and think about how their relationship might be experiencing trouble and think that maybe if I do things how they do it, it'll work for me. And I'm going to tell you, it doesn't really work like that because your situation requires a different attention. And maybe what they do over there is working for them, but it won't work for you. And we really have to understand that. And, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. We as people look at other people's situation and think that if I do it how they do it, it should work for me the same way, when it's not true. You have to see what type of person you're dealing with and understand that person for that reason, and not trying to make someone else be something that they're not. And a lot of times we get to trying to force people to be how we want them to be. And let's be real. You can't make someone be something they're not. And people think because you've seen an experience from somebody else that that's going to be how you have to handle your situation. You have to be mindful and know the person that you're dealing with at hand and not say, well, I thought I was supposed to do this. Well, such and such did it this way and it worked for them. That doesn't mean that it's going to work for you. And we really got to be honest. A lot of people try what they see somebody else doing and it damages their relationship. It really doesn't help. It really hurts because the person you're with is not expecting you to use those tactics that someone else is using that work for them with them. So it's like you're not used to doing these things, and I'm not used to seeing you act this way. Why are you expecting me to be this way? Because you observed something from someone else. Now you expect me to be the same way? We got to be mindful, man, and understand you have to deal with that person accordingly and stop thinking that you can deal with that person like someone else deals with that person. It's important knowing how to adapt to the person that you meet, especially if you're looking for those type of relationships. You know, it's a lot of people that want to be in a relationship but don't understand the requirements of the relationship. Don't understand when it's a time to be submissive and when it's a time to stand on something. Because those are two different times that we might not understand at that time. Thinking that you need to challenge your partner at the wrong time. It's a lot of people that might have a solid situation, but they go outside and get advice from other people that really don't understand the person that you're dealing with. And we have to be real. If you take advice from someone and they give you a general idea of how you should go about something, but the person you're with doesn't require that attention, you got to understand all you're going to do is cause turbulence in the relationship because there's never going to be a balance because you keep bringing the energy that you've caught from somebody else into your household. And it's going to definitely unstabilize your situation. That person that you're with requires a certain kind of attention, and you have to fill that person out. A lot of people think that when you meet someone, they're supposed to just adapt to you and not thinking that we're supposed to adapt to each other. We're supposed to find a balance within each other instead of worrying about how others think that we're supposed to have that balance. And let's be real, man. If we deal with the situation in front of us as is and how we supposed to, it would eliminate a lot of the confusion. The confusion comes in from you listening to other people, thinking that someone else is going to be able to tell you how to navigate your situation when you're the one that's living in that situation. It's hard for someone else to come in and blindly tell you how to carry your situation and they haven't had any experience with your partner. They don't understand how your partner operates. So that's something that you have to figure out yourself. And we have to be honest with that, man. You taking advice from other people only damages your situation that you're dealing with because the situation that you're in requires a different attention. And if we understand that, you'll be able to communicate better with your partner. And the people that don't understand that always wonder why it's a lot of turbulence in their situation because they're coming in this situation with this same mentality that hasn't been working. And we already know as a whole, it doesn't work. The person that you get with requires a certain attention, and you have to find out what that is if you want to be with that person. Some people might want to be with the person, but don't know how to adapt to these person's ways. You understand what I'm saying? And that is important. You might love a person, you might care overwhelmingly for a person, but you don't understand how to adapt to their ways. And that there is headed for destruction. Both people have to be able to sit down and understand the angle of their situation. Outside influence is always bad because they don't know what exactly is going on in the inside. They only know the detail of what someone told them or what they might have heard. So it takes a certain kind of requirement to be able to adapt to your partner, man. And a lot of people don't know how to do it. They expect someone to accept them as they are. They don't want to bend at all. And then they expect for the relationship to grow. How is the relationship going to grow if both people are stubborn or one person is stubborn? It's hard for the relationship to get any fuel. It's hard for the relationship to build. We got to understand, man, the relationship that you're in requires a different attention than the relationship someone else is in, man. And it's never going to change, man. You have to adapt to the situation that you're dealing with for what that situation is, not for how somebody else says it should be. And I never understood why people would expect to get a good result listening to someone that doesn't even really know exactly what you're dealing with. They have to have firsthand knowledge as of it's happening to them for them to exactly tell you how to deal with it. They can give you an idea and speculate the angle and the direction you should go, but it might not be accurate because they're just speculating. And if you take that for face value, then you understand that you're going to have a rocky situation because you're bringing the energy of someone else trying to tell you and dictate to you how you should navigate through a situation that they're not experiencing at that moment. So we got to pay attention to that part of the game, man. And be aware, man. As if you deal with your partner as if, not as if somebody else is explaining and telling you how to deal with that person, man. And we don't understand that. A lot of us think that when someone else is telling you something, that's the right way to bring that energy back to the household. And all it does is disrupt your household. And we have to be real. It disrupts your household more than it helps your household because now you have a certain direction you're coming at to try to get your partner to understand you when that's not how you need to come at your partner, man. And we got to be real with this, man. It's a part of life. It's a part of the process, right? But you have to understand that you can't take advice from people that are not in your situation. You got to learn how to navigate through the process, man. And it's a process of life, man. We all learning, growing, But taking advice from somebody that is not in your relationship is only going to make confusion happen in your household, man. It's never going to make it better for your household. And people think when they bring that energy of someone telling them what they should be doing, that it's going to fix something in your household. Nah, it's only adding fuel to the fire, man. Some situations, or we're going to say most situations, need to be kept in house. Because when you deal with something in house, you get to address it together instead of taking the advice from multiple people coming into your house trying to explain to you how to navigate. And we have to be real. Most of the time, those people are dealing with issues too. So, what makes you think they're going to give you the right advice? Because they telling you? So, you have to be mindful about trying to listen and take advice from people that want to give insight in your household, man. It's your household. It's your situation. Who does it concern? You. So their advice is just advice, but you got to be mindful of how you take someone else's advice because it could send your relationship in a down spiral. And people think that this is my friend. They got good intentions for me. They care about me. And that they may. But understanding that it could damage you more than it can help you is a big factor, man. And a lot of people don't understand that until they're in that situation where it's damaging and it's totally destroyed, but then they want to figure out how they can fix it. But you took all this advice from all these other people in these different situations, and it really didn't require for you to bring all these people into your situation. You thought it was going to help, and you thought that it was going to be better for your relationship, and all it did was damage it. We got to understand that it's no help taking advice from people that are definitely not dealing with what you're dealing with at that time, man. It can damage anything you have with somebody because they're looking at it like, why are you bringing what's going on in their household here? That's not what we're going through. It could be similarities, but similarities is not what's needed to be spoke about when it's turbulence in your household. And we have to be real. It's people that their household is out of whack, and you're taking advice from somebody else's household that's out of whack. They can't even navigate their own house, but they're able to tell you specifically what you should do, when you should do, and who you should do it with in your household. Let's be real, man. They don't even have it together themselves, but they're able to tell you what you should do. The game, man. You can't take advice from everybody, man. Everybody doesn't have the right advice for you. Everybody's relationship is different. Their relationship requires a certain attention. Your relationship requires a certain attention. Pay attention to the game, man. You know, it's your boy DZ, man. I want to make sure y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, you know, and share this video. Let somebody know your relationship requires a different attention than their relationship. All advice isn't good advice. It's not about the setback. It's about the get back. Now.